Hey guys, you've seen this tarp here behind me in many videos for the past 6 months, which is about how long I've owned it for. I've received some questions and I figured that it was about time to give you an official introduction to the best tarp that I have ever owned. And that is the Bushcraft Outfitters, or BCO 10x10 Multicam Tarp. Right off the bat, guys, number one for me is that this is a 10x10 square tarp. And square tarps of pretty much any size, depending on your need, is going to be the way to go. I used a lot of those Poly Pro tarps from the big box stores for a long time. And then I also moved to the Walmart outdoor 5x7 tarp. While all good tarps, the configurations are limited due to the fact that they are rectangle. Whereas 10x10, the square tarps, allow you many different ways to set up your tarp. You combine that with the number of tie outs provided on this tarp, as well as the strength of stitching, and the only limitation is your imagination when it comes to this BCO tarp. The tarp is made of premium Milspec material. This Multicam fabric has up to 5 times the amount of water repellent coating than other tarps. According to BCO, it is fire retardant as well as IR compliant, if that's important to you. It's made from 70D 1.9 ounce nylon ripstop fabric. It has a urethane coating. There are 16 perimeter tie outs, guys. There's one on each corner, and there's 3 along each side. And along with these 16 perimeter tie outs, you also have 3 tie outs on the ridge line. 1, 2, 3. The threading itself is Milspec foliage, and you can see everything here is stitched on really well. All components to this tarp, guys, including the generous stuff sack that's included, everything is made right here in the USA. That includes the cordage and the cord lock that's included with this stuff sack. Let's discuss the generous stuff sack here for a second, guys. Most of you know that when your gear comes with a stuff sack, a lot of the time it's way too small for the gear that's included, or it takes a lot of time and energy to get that tarp, for example, into a stuff sack. That is not the case with this one. This is a beautiful stuff sack, and I've had no problem getting this tarp back into here ever. As I had mentioned, the cord and the cord lock are made in the USA. And let me show you the tab here. Bushcraft USA tarps, made in the USA. I just wanted to give you a quick look at the center ridge line here from the inside, guys. Bushcraft Outfitters does recommend that you seam seal your tarp, which I've done. And the reason is the tarp is water resistant itself, but you always want to pay close attention, regardless of the tarp you have, to the seams, especially your center seam, and just to make it as protected as you can. I simply use the Coleman seam sealer that's readily available right at Walmart in their outdoor section, and I've had no problem at all. I just put a couple coats on there, very easy to apply, and it's worked out perfectly. If you'd like me to show you how I went ahead and did that, just let me know in the comments below. Let me just show you my lean-to setup really quick here, guys. I'm staked out on the bottom 2 corners here. I'm only out here for a short amount of time today, but if I were gonna be out longer and needed more space underneath, I have a toggle through my center tie out. I would just loop some bank line around that, pull it up, and attach my bank line to the tree behind us, lifting up the middle and giving us a very roomy inside. I've used my braided paracord ridgeline to where once I wrapped it around itself, around this tree, I then put a toggle through and attached one of my tie outs to that toggle, holding it in on this side. On the opposite side, guys, we simply tied a trucker's hitch to attach the opposite end to the other tree here. And then to tie down the other end of my tarp, I simply have a lark's head here on my braided paracord ridgeline, In the loop that was created, I put my tie out through. I then put a toggle through my tie out. This can move either way, so I just moved it towards me to tighten it, and we simply got our other side tied down. For those of you who may be wondering about the weight, once the tarp is packed up and back in the stuff sack, the total weight is 2 pounds 4 ounces. Well, that may sound like a lot of weight to some. I barely notice it, and not only that, I really enjoy extra weight in my pack. So I would like to thank you guys for joining me. I hope I was able to answer some questions today and give you an idea of the best tarp that I have ever used. I will leave a link down below to Bushcraft Outfitters and this specific tarp. If you have any other questions, go ahead and ask, guys. Great to see everyone, and we will talk to you again down the road. Thanks. Bye-bye.